perfect matchup on tap between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
On a chilly December afternoon, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Godden. To my left, Charles Davis. And, Charles, you focus on this Bengal team entering play. Now, losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Ravens, they've been as hot as anyone. The win last week makes it 9 out of 10.
The results are hard to argue. If there's a team better suited for the postseason right now, I don't know who they are.
It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15.
Here we go.
This is taken at the 3. And look at this.
Oh, let's go. Baby, big hit.
By the Ravens. And they will be set up now as he brings
Picking him right where we left off, baby. Right where we left off.
A teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
The numbers on the ground for Carson last week. He was able to topple the 200-yard mark and a rushing touchdown for good measure.
And what I found surprising, all those yards he accumulated, only found the end zone one
just
time.
Once.
That doesn't even seem fair, does it?
But still, the 200-yard mark, something he can always carry in his back pocket. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
Check. Hey, box truck. 55. Push him back.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10.
Well, that was point-counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. Here's 2nd and 8.
Let's go, baby. Let's get in there, Jake Butt. Cue the Michigan theme song.
Jake Butt, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
The big fella was the recipient there for that touchdown pass, and it seems like more and more the tight end is the guy you have to worry about most in the passing game.
Extra point put through by Boswell, and that makes the score 7-0. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. So now the Bengals get ready for their first drive. And they'll be let out by the man running the show, Charles, their quarterback.
And what's a quarterback's best friend?
Balance?
I think you're right. I agree with you. You know, a lot of guys would say great receiver, right? A terrific offensive line. But I agree with you, balance, because if you can run the ball effectively, that just opens things up for guys who want to throw it and gives you easier passing lanes and easier coverages to read.
And they said balance will be a focus in this one.
Yeah, they don't want it all just heaped on his shoulders, I don't believe. I think they want to make sure they take some of the pressure off.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. The first carry now for Tony Pollard. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 20-yard line. Last play they went over 20 yards. This time they topped 30. Boy, the offensive line there, that was a thing of beauty to watch them block.
I love how you give a little appreciation for those big guys up front, and well-deserved. But how about the execution behind them? You can see the hours of...
Man.
To the races, down the right side.
Holy shnikes. They got roasted that series.
Steven Sims, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. As his
Jeez,
guys are on the
man.
board here in this first quarter.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying
J-Mac,
plays.
get out of here with that.
Played running back at some point in their career.
Gotta tell you every time.
Finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Ravens heading out on offense as we look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And right now they're in that number 2 spot. They'd love to hold on to that, but first things first, they want to clinch that division.
Well, let's go back to the conversation we had with the coaching staff, and you asked that very question about how important is it really? You got a good team, can't you win from any spot in the play? They all looked at us like we were crazy, right? You can do it from a lower seed, but no one really wants to try it. Higher seed, much better for them. They want to clinch this division.
Definitely don't want to slip to 5 or 6 and go on the road in that first playoff game. They run on first down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
They run it with Carson. And he is going to be close to a first down as the tackle made at the Bengals' 37.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 27-yard line. They'll look to throw now on first down.
Gordon.
Incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation. And there, the defense won the battle.
My lineman got like hung up or something.
Sequence there. You force
or he's didn't run.
And a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
They'll look to throw.
No fucking way. He was wide open.
Not only was the call
That's frustrating, man.
How about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight.
I missed it.
He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
Yeah, I missed it.
If there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right.
Fuck.
3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him. Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
The Bengals drive.
All right, we got to do something on defense,
in our
man.
research packet this week,
We got
collapsed.
collapsed.
So many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they turn to a self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does
J-Mac, you have no idea.
Check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
They'll run for the first time with Mark Ingram. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Now the starters on the defensive side of the ball for the Ravens. They were very good a week ago in the win over Minnesota.
No matter what coverage was called, they were in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long. I mean, they were running the routes with them. Turned out, they were right there on every single ball thrown. and came away with 5 interceptions.
50, plant. Key in 21, key in 21. Single, single.
They'll look to throw here. And that will be incomplete.
This is disappointing.
So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Wow-wee.
Taken in at the 11.
Man.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
Oh,
and as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And it's right about this time of year you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go.
Nuggets.
Plenty to be determined.
And I think for most teams, the obvious is to try and be the number 1 or number 2 seed. But when you look at it across the league and throughout the history of trying to get to the Super Bowl, the teams you really fear are the ones that get hot. And sometimes
he's gone, baby. He's gone. He's too fast.
Those teams actually get to
Let's go, Hamler.
And occasionally win it.
Yeah, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. A big play there. 82 yards. And the Ravens have taken the lead. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that's the kind of play he would have made as a rookie. Because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
On 2nd down, it's Pollard. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is a
Let's
He
go.
goes down. The Ravens able to get to
Come on, Parsons.
They would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
Here's Brett Kern now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Returnable here from the 38. Give him 11 yards that time on the return.
All right.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
A good pickup there, 21 yards. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now a handoff here to his running back. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Oh, yeah.
10 yards there, good enough for a Raven 1st down.
At this stage of the game, the run pass numbers are a little bit out of whack.
Let's see what we got here.
But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down.
I want to go to Mr.
Now back to throw. Catch is made by Arcega-Whiteside. And they've got it
sure
inside
hands.
the 10 at the 8. 12 more yards there and another 1st down. They'll try and run for
I could have drove a truck through that hole. Let's go.
Touchdown. Chris Carson, his 6th touchdown of the season as the Ravens push further out in front.
I know the play ends up in the end zone with one person carrying the ball, but how about that big mass of humanity that guided him to that spot?
Yeah, they got there, but I love the dive. Always a fan of the dive. A drive there of just 4 plays, and it was all capped off by the Chris Carson touchdown.
What you know about it, J-Mac? Get it all my plays from the coach himself.
On the back line of the end zone.
Coach Dahmer is running the show today.
The Bengal offense on their way out as we look at the playoff race in the AFC. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Run for Pollard. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. So from 2nd and long,
way to hang on to that ball, young man.
Very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing.
Let's go, baby. I'm going crazy this game.
Able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. And take it right on the 30. It'll be a 41-yard punt. Give them 5 on the return. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
And now we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them. Every move they make works. It clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. This quarterback now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10. Run on first down, but it's not going to get him much, maybe a yard, and that's all. I will remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now, 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when an ex-defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Yeah, but you're good at it.
I try.
No way.
But it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics
Damn, Sonny.
Exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
Oh, man.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
That's crazy, bro.
Look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways
stop
here.
Let's get
an
it.
Extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. Back to throw here. Open man, Sims, he's got it. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hawkinson. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of
They
the
are just
marker.
cruising right now, man.
Gain, 2nd and 2. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. 2nd and 2. This one complete to Ingram. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. He's got it to Ingram, complete. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. Here we go on 2nd and 12. Catch is made by Hawkinson, the tight end. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. On 3rd down, it's Pollard.
Let's go, baby.
And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Just a gain of a yard in what all likelihood will be the final play of the first half. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. So we have come to halftime, and now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half.
All right.
The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. 25 yards that time. So 1 play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Back to throw. And an alley to run.
Yes, sir.
Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. And he'll give it here to his running back.
Oh, let's go, Carson. Yes, sir.
Into the end zone.
Yes, sir, baby.
Touchdown.
Good run.
Carson,
good run, Chris.
Touchdown of the afternoon as the Ravens push further out in front. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
This is taken at his 4. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder,
tearing them apart.
And try and get back to where you were to start.
Parsons, you dog.
Here we go. 50, plant. Single, single slot. Let's go.
2nd and long. He's got his tight end over the middle, T.J. Hawkinson. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. Looking left side, and he's got him in.
He stopped him? No, I think he got it.
And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up
4th
from
and
his
inches.
safety spot as he'll
I like
stop
that.
him about a yard
Let's go,
short.
baby.
Well, it wasn't a
They
big
might be faking
strike,
it.
but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. There have been no struggles here for this crew. I mean, they were up double digits at halftime, and they've just expanded that here in the second half.
and it appears there are no answers from the defensive side. I think right now, if I'm the coordinator, if I'm down on the field, if I'm wearing a hat, I've already thrown it. If it's a visor, it's sailed, right? My game plan is down by my feet right now because nothing I've drawn up appears to be working.
Well, he's going to have to find something right now to stop this offense. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Oh no, bro.
He rifles one that's intercepted.
Oh my God.
By Jalen Ramsey.
Fuck. Overthrew the shit out of him.
Well, they needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break, taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys, let's go. Come on, capitalize on this one.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. He'll look to throw. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Chris Godwin, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bengals use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6.
Trying to make a comeback often appears daunting, but the only way to get there, start small, score, and worry about getting the next one after that.
Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
Man, that sucks, bro.
The field. And, Charles, you'd have to think this is where you want to start taking some time off the clock.
Oh, definitely, because you got the lead, right? You take a good look up there and you say, okay, what do we need to do here? Well, you're not in full-out protect mode. You want to make sure you run it, throw it safe, take some time off, and eat it up.
A good pickup there, 21 yards.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Gonna give this time to the tailback. And 3 yards there takes them to the 45.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
The throw over the middle taken in. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 26. This quarterback now, 5 straight completions here in this 2nd half. 1st and 10. They'll drop the throw. He's got his man. That's Josh Gordon. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And on this one, he'll get to the 15,
we need a baby.
right at the 15-yard line.
Oh,
now,
shit.
after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Laundry on the field.
We had
this
it
is going to
too.
be a false start on the offense.
Sometimes you have to slow things down a little bit when things get heated. The cadence has to be slow and deliberate at times to make sure your team's ready to go.
A false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
Damn, hurts.
But it's incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Steps away to his left. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. Here comes
all right, we need to hit this here, man.
Drive, as this is 3rd and 10.
We really need to hit this here.
Looking to throw.
Oh, Jefferson, hang on to the ball, man.
Well, Well, he's been targeted quite a bit on this drive. And finally, I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him. Made it very tough for him to get the ball.
So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
We're off to the fourth quarter here in Week 15.
Fourth quarter, baby.
We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. 2nd and 11. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one good for 26 and a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 22-yard
Taken down
line.
with the first down.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
It completes it to Lloyd. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
We need to get the ball here, man.
They're on a roll. It's another first down.
We really need to get the ball here. Let's get one for Parsons.
He knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Again, he'll drop to throw. And this is incomplete. He was looking for Chris Godwin that time. But it'll be 2nd and goal. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. They'll run with Pollard.
Fuck, bro.
Into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Tony Pollard, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are able to cut into this lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Holy crap.
This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
10-point game, eh?
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs to keep up with your theme there. Playing keep away.
Let's see what they do with this
first
counter.
Downs, they can't touch the ball.
They run again with
chased it down, man. They chased it down.
Take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they
3rd and 8.
behind the line. That'll be a loss.
3rd and 8. Smash pivot.
3rd down. The Ravens on 3rd down.
Of course, you know we're going to try to hit Howard on that. If not, maybe Mr. Sega out there. He's got this.
Oh
yeah, Howard.
The tight end Howard complete. 16 yards on that one at a Raven first. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
Damn, Hurts. Come on, man.
Big O.J.
Why are you doing that?
And now it's 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Every single corner out he's thrown today has been like way.
He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And he's able
way
to get this to
over the head of my receiver.
Before he's out of bounds. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down.
Look at Tucker.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a first and 10.
Man.
Right
I wanted to connect on one of them, man.
Set up to throw. And an alley to run. Flushed out right. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
Look at Tucker. Look at.
Loaded. Tighten up. Flipper. Check out. Switch. 61. Matchbox light. Hey, exit. Go.
They'll run on first down. It's Carson. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. On the stop there defensively, Marcus May with the tackle.
I like that play call.
Left to play in this football game here
I wanted
on
it.
EA Sports. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win.
Oh, really?
23-yard line. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. 8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on third down. They'll try the left side.
You fucking mother trucker.
Lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Whistles now in a timeout.
I don't care. I'm going for it.
Here with 1:51 left. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They'll look to throw here. And an alley to run. The Ravens
just got fucking lit. That was so stupid of me.
Will get the football back. So
that was so stupid of me, man.
Taste in their mouths after that failed 4th down conversion.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of analysis there on the sidelines. Was it the right call? Was it against the right defense? Should they have even gone for it at all? Will that change what they do going forward in this game?
Oh, fucking kidding me, bro.
The defense doesn't really care. They're like, bring it on again. We'll stop you the next time, too.
A big play there for the Bengals.
Oh, okay.
So about that for a chain mover. They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
And with a dime look on defense, 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That will allow them to disrupt the play.
Draw play. Ingram now. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now. Now back to throw.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way. They had enough yards for the first down, but a clutch hit right there defensively. Jars it free. No first down.
And this one is right down the middle. And this is back down to a 7-point game. So we're back to a 1-score game, and now you figure we'll likely see an onside kick.
Yeah, they've only got the 1 timeout remaining, so I think they've got to take a chance of getting the ball back.
And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Saw a comment pop up, but it's not showing up in the chat.
The Ravens taking a knee with victory seemingly in hand here. And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep
GG's.
on 3rd down.
Not the craziest game. Just wanting to play it kind of conservatively.
Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. Well, taking that knee, maybe just a sigh of relief. They withstood a big fourth-quarter comeback. Able to hold on, though.
Certainly looked like they had things going their way, didn't it? In the fourth quarter, they had to just hold on. As you said, furious assault on them, but they were able to get it done, take a knee, and head to the locker room with a win.
J-Mac, I played with him, my dude. I played with him.
So the final seconds tick away in this
testing some things
victory.
out.
And I know I'm not breaking any news when I say
Could've
that
put
any
70 on
road
him.
win in this league is a good one.
No doubt.
But it's a double bonus when you get a victory on the road in your division.
And when you start a season, each team breaks down their schedule in different ways. Some do it every 4 games, right? Let's go quarterly.
Game, fellas.
Others say, listen, we've got to take care of our home field. And, you know, out of a 16-game season, if you get 8 at home, let's at least win 7 at home and split our road games. That's what you're trying to get done. So you're exactly right. A road win, precious, especially within the division.
So for the Ravens, they continue to roll as the win gets them to 12-2 on the year.